Hey, welcome to Let's Make Miracles.
I'm Alex, and
I'm Jen.
we're working through the Course in Miracles over the course of an entire year.
Yeah. So today's lesson from the Course in Miracles is I am upset because I see a meaningless world. And when I first read it, my mind went, but I'm not upset. So maybe I should add when. So it's when I am upset because I see when I am upset, I see a meaningless world. Or when I am upset, it is because I see a meaningless world. But I couldn't help but feel that when I first read this, it made me feel upset. And then for the first couple of hours this morning, I had this anxiety because I felt upset because my world felt meaningless. And I felt like I hit a wall. And the feelings of maybe I'm not on the right life path, maybe I'm not supposed to be a healer, maybe I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing, this journey that I'm on shouldn't feel as hard, and I went through a little bit of a spiral. And I had talked to a friend a few days ago, and she said, when your emotions come up, don't push them away, which is usually what I do. So don't push them away, but talk to them like you would a child. Because essentially, that part of your brain isn't going to be able to listen to reasoning very well. So you just want to comfort it. And so I was like, okay, little Jen, it's going to be okay. And I repeated it a couple of times. I'm going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And it kind of helped shake me out of that anxiety. But it's interesting that just this little bit of a lesson caused that. How did you feel about it?
Well, it flows logically from the preceding ones.
Yes, but emotions aren't logical. You know that.
I know emotions aren't logical. But I don't know if it's supposed to deal with the emotions so much as to teach the mind to not put so much emphasis on the emotions, maybe.
I mean, that would be great, except that I woke up and I read this without any emotion at all, and then it brought up some emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it, I get what he's trying to say, that you're creating your reality by how you think. Mm-hmm. But sleep is like a refresher for me. Not really like a respawn. Maybe it's like a respawn. And where I'm still like where I was, but I don't know if I'm describing it properly.
I don't know. I mean, this is just meant to draw your attention to the fact that all of the meaning that you think you see in the world is not real, true meaning.
Well, I get that. So, there'll be there'll be people who are like, oh, we live in such a disastrous world, we live in an unsafe world for blah, 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 we live in this and this and this, and there's no good in the world, and I'm like, really? Are you really looking? Or do you have blinders on? You know, I see good in the world. But even then, that's meaningless too.
Yeah. But he's not referring to well, so Sifu calls this distinction that Sifu makes a distinction between ultimate reality and phenomenal reality. Mm-hmm. And phenomenal reality is like the things you see around yourself. And it's not really real.
Huh.
But ultimate reality is not what you're experiencing right now. So, what was I saying?
Reality around us, Sifu.
So, Sifu makes a distinction between the phenomenal world and the ultimate reality, or the transcendental reality as he calls it. And the difference between the two is that the phenomenal reality contains phenomena, and that means that there are things or people or events happening in the phenomenal reality, but in transcendental reality, everything is all the divine and nothing else. And they're the same reality, but unless you know both of them, you're not getting the full picture. You're not seeing things as they truly are.
So I'm only seeing things one-sided, and that's okay. Like, I guess this book is trying to teach you how to see things multi-dimensionally.
Well, I think what happened is people don't have a problem seeing the phenomenal world, because it's there and it's in your face. There's no problem with that. So this book is showing the other viewpoint.
And is that why my anxiety came up?
Most likely, yeah.
I saw a world, or glimpsed a world that didn't agree with...
Well, the ego views the transcendental reality as something that threatens it, because it does.
Yeah, I get it.
But not as much as it thinks it does.
Ego's like a little kid.
I think that the ego misunderstands and thinks that it's going to completely go away if you see transcendental reality or the ultimate reality, because it thinks that you won't need it anymore. But you'll always need your ego to get around in this reality.
Right.
But you need it to be more flexible than it is.
So my ego needs to start doing yoga.
Yeah.
Ego yoga. That's a new brand idea.
I think that's already a thing.
Is it?
Probably.
Are you sure?
I mean, why not? They've got karma yoga, and they've got...
I have not seen ego yoga.
Kundalini yoga.
Hey, whoever comes up with ego yoga, 10% profit on here.
I don't think that's how that works.
Hey, we pitched the idea to you. Give us a little bit of proceeds.
Sure. I won't complain, but I don't think anyone would do that.
See, your ego is acting one way. My ego is like, yeah, acting a different way. It's almost like our egos need to switch.
I don't know if that's possible.
Anything is possible. No, that's Lonely Island.
Oh, Lonely Island.
I'm on a boat.
Okay. I thought you were doing the Shia LaBeouf thing.
No, that would have been like...
Just do it!
Yeah.
Anything is possible!
This is turning very motivational and very off topic.
We are distracted because we see a meaningless world. Should I read the lesson?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah. Lesson 12. I'm upset because I see a meaningless world. The importance of this idea lies in the fact that it contains a correction for a major perceptual distortion. You think that what upsets you is a frightening world, a sad world, or a violent world, or an insane world. All these attributes are given it by you. The world is meaningless in itself. These exercises are done with the eyes open. Look around you, this time quite slowly. Try to pace yourself so that the slow shifting of your glance from one thing to another involves a fairly constant time interval. Do not allow the time of the shift to become markedly longer or shorter, but try instead to keep measured, even tempo throughout. What you see does not matter. You teach yourself this as you give whatever your glance rests upon equal attention and equal time. This is a beginning step in learning to give them all equal value. As you look about you, say to yourself, I think I see a fearful world, a dangerous world, a hostile world, a sad world, a wicked world, a crazy world, and so on, using whatever descriptive terms happen to occur to you. If terms which seem positive rather than negative occur to you, include them. For example, you might think of a good world or a satisfying world. If such terms occur to you, use them along with the rest. You may not yet understand why these nice adjectives belong in these exercises, but remember that a good world implies a bad one, and a satisfying world implies an unsatisfying one. All terms which cross your mind are suitable subjects for today's exercises. Their seeming quality does not matter. Be sure that you do not alter the time intervals between applying today's idea to what you think is pleasant and what you think is unpleasant. For the purposes of these exercises, there is no difference between them. At the end of the practice period, add, "But I am upset because I see a meaningless world." What is meaningless is neither good nor bad. Why, then, should a meaningless world upset you? If you could accept the world as meaningless and let the truth be written upon it for you, it would make you indescribably happy. But because it is meaningless, you are impelled to write upon it what you would have it be. It is this you see in it. It is this that is meaningless in truth. Beneath your words is written the word of God. The truth upsets you now, but when your words have been erased, you will see His. That is the ultimate purpose of these exercises. 3 or 4 times is enough for practicing the idea for today, nor should the practice periods exceed a minute. You may find even this too long. Terminate the exercises whenever you experience a sense of strain.
It's already starting to get very spiritual.
Yeah, but we're already 12 days in.
Yes, that is true.
So that's almost 2 whole weeks.
This should be maybe noted to our listeners that those who don't know the Course in Miracles should know that will lead up to be very spiritual discussions. Not only is it a brain hack and a different way of thinking, but it's also, there's a truth to it too. The spiritual truth.
Have anything else to say?
I'm done. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us on our Facebook group, Let's Meet Miracles, or on our Instagram pages at Zenfully Ever After and Heart Lotus Guru.
If you could give us a review in iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you listen to podcasts, that would really help us be more visible to more people.
Thanks.
Okay, let's end this. お前は死んでいる。